The sentences are written here that I found guns and gunpowder. He found some guns and gunpowder also he found when he searched. I took them to the canoe, and when he found the guns and gunpowder, he took those things to he took those things on his canoe. I also found some other useful things. I returned to the island in the evening with several small boxes on my canoe. It is told through the sentences to us that and other useful things also he found on the ship, and in the evening he returned to and in the same evening he returned on his canoe to the island. I had some new shirts and also important. I had some new shirts and also important for me. It is told through the sentences to us that, and he had some new shirts with him. He wanted that. On the island, gunpowder was more useful than money or gold. It is told through the sentences to us that on the island, the gunpowders are more useful than the money and the gold. It is told here through the sentences to us that the gunpowder is more useful things on the island than the money and gold. So the next sentences are written here that there was something else which I needed very much. It is told through the sentences to us that and there was something which was and there was something which he needed very much, but he did not know what is that thing. I needed shoes, and later he needed some shoes. I found two pairs of shoes on board the ship. It is told through the sentences to us that he found two pairs of shoes when he boarded on the ship. The next sentences are written here that I took the shoes with me and he took the shoes with me. The next sentences are written here that I put all my new things in the cave, and he brought the and he brought all the new things to his cave. I made 5 trips to the ship. It is it is told through the sentences to us that he made three trips to the ship. He wanted to say here that on that day he made 3 trips to the ship. It means he went 3 times to the beach on the ship. So the next sentences are written here that then I hid the canoe and he hid the canoe. Everything went back to canoe, and it is told through the sentences to us that and everything went back to his canoe, which he wanted to bring on his canoe to the island. The next sentences are written here that time went quickly. Time went quickly. I often thought about the man from the ship and the cannibals on the beach. It is told through the sentences to us that time went quickly and he was thinking about the cannibals on the beach, and he was thinking the people, those who were on the ship, those who were disappeared in the ship. The next sentences are written here that it was one night in March when I dreamed that two canoes with cannibals landed on the beach. It was one night in March when I dreamed that two canoes with cannibals landed on the beach. It is told through the sentences to us that later he dreamed that two cannibals uh, later he later he dreamed in March of the month that that two canoes two canoes with two cannibals landed on the beach. He dreamed that. The next sentences are written here that one of their prisoners ran away, and one of the prisoners ran away from there. He came to my house and he came back to the island of this man's house. I saved him, he saved that man. Then he became my friend, and when he saved the man, that man became his friends. He helped me go through the dangerous waters around the island. He helped me go through the dangerous waters around the island. It is told through the sentences to us that, and the man whom he saved his life, he helped this man to go through the dangerous water ground island. The next sentences are written here that it is told here through the sentences to us that the man helped this man to go through the dangerous water ground, the island. The next sentences are written here that I woke up and he woke up, but a dream in my mind. But the dream still was in his mind. I realized that with someone's help, it could be possible to escape from the island. I realized that with someone's help, it could be possible to escape from the island. It is told through the sentences to us that he realized that with someone's help, he could escape from the island. He thought that with someone's help, it could be possible to escape from the island. The next sentences are written here that maybe I could save one of the prisoners of the cannibals. It is told through the sentences to us that, and he thought that he saved the prisoners, one of the cannibals. The next sentences are written here that I decided to watch the beach more. I went every day around the beach. For the next 2 years, I hoped to see the canoes. It is told through the sentences to us that he decided to watch the beach every day. So he went to the beach every day, and he and he went every day. He went every day around the beach, and for the next 2 years, he hoped to see the canoes. It is told through the sentences to us that he decided to watch the beach. He decided to watch the beach more, so he went every day around the beach, and for the next 2 years, he hoped to see the canoes in the beach. The next sentences are written here that my wish became reality one afternoon. It is told through the sentences to us that once he dreamed, the dream became his reality one afternoon. The next sentences are written here that I saw 5 canoes with more than 30 men on the beach. It is told through the sentences to us that and he could see 5 canoes with more than 30 men on the beach. He could see, and his dream became reality. I could not attack so many men. I had to wait. It is told through the sentences to us that as there were more, so he could not attack them, and he could not attack them because there were many, and he had to wait somewhere. I watched the visitors with my telescope, and he was watching the visitors with his telescope. The next sentences are written here that the visitors made a fire and they started to dance around it. It is told through the sentences to us that the visitors made fire in the sky, and all the people they started dancing around the beach. The next sentences are written here that also show two other men. They were tied, they were prisoners. It is told through the sentences to us there, and there he saw two other people, those who were tied, and they were the prisoners of the cannibals. The next sentences were written here that are written here that the two tied men were taken to the fire after a while. One was beaten and killed. It is told through the sentences to us that later the two men, those who were tied, they were brought to the fire and they killed and beaten the prisoner. The cannibals, the cannibals painted their bodies his with his blood. It is told through the sentences to us that the cannibals they painted the whole body of the prisoners with blood. The next sentences is written here that it was like a theater, but this was not a theater. It is told through the sentences to us that he thought that it is like a theater, but it was not a theater. It is reality. It was real. It was horrible, and he thought that it is real and it is horrible for me. But I could not do anything. There were there were too many cannibals. It is told through the sentences to us that he could not do them. He could not attack them because there were too many cannibals. There were too many cannibals. So the next sentences are written here that the second man waited on the side. It is told through the sentences to us that the second man he was waiting outside. He was waiting aside when the cannibals did not look. The second man jumped up and he started to run away. It is told through the sentences to us that when all the cannibals were dancing around, so the prisoner he jumped up and he started running away. He was running in my direction. I ran to the beach and I hid behind a tree. It is told through the sentences to us that the prisoner was running to the man's direction. So he ran to the tree and he hid behind a tree. So the next sentences are written here that I he was running the man's direction. I saw that he was followed only by two cannibals. It is told through the sentences to us that he found. He looked that the man was he found that two cannibals were running after the man. So this was the right moment to save the prisoner. It is told through the sentences to us that when he found it, he came to know that two cannibals were running after the man. So he thought that this is the right way to attack the cannibals, and this is the right way to save the prisoner. So the next sentences are written here that the man ran as fast as possible, but the cannibals were closer and closer to him. Their speed was faster than his. It is told through the sentences to us that the man he ran as fast as possible, but the cannibals were but the cannibals were very closer to him. Their speed was faster than his, and it is told through the sentences to us that and the and the cannibals running speed was more than this prisoner.